In business, we're always looking at proactive ways to grow our revenue base, grow our profitability, and quite often that leads to investments, whether that's salespeople, that's marketing expense, advertising, staff training. But can I tell you an expense that very rarely disappoints? And that is travel. That is getting in front of people or who already buy your product, getting in front of those people regardless of where they are, very rarely disappoints as an investment. Now, the first assumption we're going to make is we're getting in front of the right people. You're not just getting in front of random people. You're not getting in front of people who aren't making decisions. You're going to locations or you're getting in front of people who are going to make a buying decision, whether positively or negatively, to buy your product or service. Frequently, we hear people say, but it's expensive to get in front of people, because quite often the clients we deal with, you've got to fly somewhere, you've got to take a lot of time out. People have busy calendars, as in the people in your business have busy calendars and don't have time to get in front of them. But the reality is, this is probably one of the most important, if not the most important thing they can do with their time. Let me give you a real life example of someone we work with. They worked out over the course of a full financial year all the appointments that they had with either prospective clients or existing clients. They backtracked a calculation that worked out every appointment on average was worth around about $50,000 worth of new revenue to the business. As I said a moment ago, a key element is to ensure you're getting in front of the right people. This business was clearly getting in front of the right people. But do you know what working out the $50,000 per appointment meant? It meant that people in the office who didn't have those sales roles were like, why are you in the office? Why are you here? Because if they weren't in the office, they knew that they were going to be statistically earning $50,000 for the business per meeting. I should have mentioned this earlier, but when I say $50,000 per appointment, this is a business that deals in quite heavy asset sales. So an average transaction for them is somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000. So to give you some perspective, each appointment was worth around 20% of the value of an average sale. In their case, it was worth it to go and spend a couple of $1,000s to get in front of somebody. And a couple of $1,000s can include flights, it can include car, it can include time of the individual to get there and the time they spend as well. If I'm selling a smaller dollar value transaction item or service, then naturally my cost needs to be lower than that. But do the statistics, do the analysis, and very rarely does travel ever disappoint. If you've got a business and your budget is over on your travel expenditure, that is generally a good sign, so long as you're intelligent around the people you're getting in front of and how you're going about that process. To give you a counter example of the $50,000 appointment business, someone who we used to work with and they got bought out by private equity, I was talking to somebody in their finance team who we worked with at that time. And I asked her, how's business going? And she goes, do you know what? We weren't getting in front of our clients. People were going to site and visiting our clients when we weren't. They took advantage of our opportunities and they pulled the rug from under our feet. And they were finding it hard to build that traction back up. So if you're getting in front of the right people, it isn't just that you're selling the product, you're staying top of mind for those individuals who are making the buying decisions or influencing greatly those buying decisions. If your business is investing in travel and not making it work, it's highly likely you're not getting in front of the right people, and also your salespeople, who I'm assuming are the ones going out to site and visiting prospective clients or existing clients, is they're not putting enough planning in place around what they want to do with the visit. Jam pack that day. If you have to fly somewhere, get as many appointments as you can. If you're on the road, plan out those times so that you're as effective and as efficient as possible on that journey and with the expenditure you're making on the day or days that you're away. If your travel is failing, it's most likely around those factors: poor planning and not getting in front of the right people. What's the takeaway? Look at your travel investment. Look at the time you're putting into travel. Are your salespeople sitting around the office, or are they on the road getting in front of people? Travel, whether it's down the road or in an aeroplane to the other side of the country, very rarely disappoints.